Welcome to our Christmas episode. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. I wanted to do something fun, guys.
No, that was a lot of fun.
And action.
Thank you for joining. Welcome to the next title. It is a podcast hosted by four lifelong friends who host a monthly book club to stay in touch. You're going to experience Something Wicked This Way Comes tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the book, the film adaptation, the food we brought, inspired by the themes from the book, and then we'll get into some good discussion. Shay's making a really weird face at me though, so now I gotta ask him.
No, I was just saw your book cover. Like that.
Thanks, man. There you go again.
Pull it up to the...
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those times we all have different.
Hold it up for the audience.
That's what I'm saying. I like yours a lot.
I like yours.
I haven't seen that one anywhere.
Mine or
Austin's. I haven't seen Austin's.
Oh, this is the only one I saw.
Yeah, yours got
Oh,
I think it's like a mass market paperback.
Penguin Classic or something.
Yeah.
really leaning into the carnival.
Thrift books.
Or sponsor.
Unpaid sponsor. Thrift books.
We're not sponsored.
Cheapest
Yet.
thrift books. I buy the very cheapest versions of these books, usually acceptable condition, as long as it's got the words in it. That's all I need. So most of my covers are ripping off, but I got 4 kids at home, so.
I was going to say my dad gave me this copy, and maybe I'll go back into why I picked this, was we picked it like right before Halloween, so it felt a lot more pertinent then than December now. But my dad gave it to me because it's, Ray Bradbury is a great author, but the fall vibe. So I read it last October, and I was like planning on reading it again anyway, and then the Disney Plus had the movie, and I thought, oh man, this would be a good pick for the club.
Did Disney Plus announcing it was coming to the platform kind of spur that?
Yeah. I was like in between a couple things, but yeah, it was like the right time of year. It seemed like a good coincidence for Disney Plus to have it, so I'm ready to get into the stats.
I like it. Yeah, so for every book that we read, every movie we watch, we rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being, I don't know what, the best book or movie you've seen or read, up there with the best that you've seen or read. 1 being trash, which, thinking back, I don't think any of us have ever rated individually anything a 1.
Has anybody rated anything a 10 either?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I may have rated The Martian a 10.
I could see that. Okay.
But so I think I've rated something a 10, but I know I haven't rated anything a 1.
I don't think I've rated anything below a 4.
I think I'm this. I may have done a 2 or 3.
I might have given something a 3 recently, and I can't remember what it was.
I think I gave iRobot a 3.
Oh, that's true.
And that was my own pick.
Yeah.
Well, I know we said that we needed to be harsher. So we've had the discussion of that it's not. We do it out of 10, but then we rate it like we've talked about it. Where I think we got stuck in that whole like how grading is done in school, where it's like
Not this again.
60 is a.
Please don't go down with that.
If we're talking about it,
Yeah,
we might as
no,
well
I agree.
talk about it. I think it's stuck in our head that like, oh, a 6 is terrible and a 5 is just like unimaginable. Like technically a 5 should be average. Like that is middle of the road. I wouldn't pick this book, but I didn't like hate
It
it.
didn't offend me.
Yeah, 2, 3, that would be like, okay, this is pretty bad. 1 is abysmal. 7 is like, this book was pretty good. 8 is like, okay, we're really getting up there. Whereas like in school, you're like, oh, there's an 8. You're a B minus.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I agree. We just started. Austin, I remember last time you said, I need to be harsher with my rating.
Yeah, I tell myself that every time,
Yeah.
and then
I
I'm
wish I
still
could remember what that was. I gave something a 5 and said, ooh, I wish it would have been a 4. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was our last book?
No. Friday Night Lights.
No?
Okay. No.
I thought you said
Stat pull us out of this, man.
Well, I was about to say we also at
I'm in
one
an
point
asshole right
just-
now.
we also at one point made a comparison between the Goodreads rating system and ours, and how Goodreads is on a scale of 1 to 5. So like technically a 3 would correspond to a 6, but like 3 and a 6
doesn't
don't feel the
feel
same. Yeah.
We need to do an entire episode on rating scales.
Yeah, rating debate.
So anyway, I take each of our 4 ratings for the book and the movie. They're unbiased ratings. We do it all secretively, and then I gather it up secretly.
Sure.
Then I gather up, I calculate it. So the numbers for this one, our book rating, was a 6.875.
Wow.
And those numbers, if I'm remembered, I actually threw the numbers away, so I don't remember exactly what they were, but those numbers were fairly close together, somewhat consistent. The movie rating was a 6, and that ranged from the lowest was a 4, and the highest I think was in 7.5 or 8, somewhere around there. So
Range.
pretty big range of movie. One of the broader ranges that I can remember. Of
Differential is
movie.
going to go wild.
Yeah,
So then,
true.
I with those averages I calculate what I have coined the film adaptation differential, which essentially just shows film adaptation differential. I meant for it to be that way. Which essentially, I guess, shows whether or not the adaptation was good. And it's just a subtraction. I just subtract the movie rating minus the book rating.
Differential sounds way better.
Exactly.
Very scientific.
Yeah.
So this one was a negative 0.875, showing that the book was better in our opinion. So like our average differential of all the differentials we've had is like a negative 0.5 or something like that. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact number.
Of movies then being better.
No, books
Books
was
was
better,
the book was better.
which is what it is generally supposed to be, typically. So that's where our numbers came in.
That's wild. Who rated it a 4?
Oh, that was me.
The movie.
Yeah.
Why?
I give it a 5.5. I mean,
I
that's much better.
was the 7.5.
I was not I don't think I would have been a fan of the movie anyway. But I've said it before, and it always kind of changes on what I rate the movies on. So I wish I would stick with a more like consistent thing. But a lot of times it's on things that they change, especially if they're unnecessary
I knew
changes.
you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Unnecessary changes bother me to no end. Like adding in the guy with no arm and no leg. Why not get more of I keep forgetting her name, Miss
Foley.
Like I feel like they skipped a lot of her stuff to add in, and I'm like, I don't.
No
like,
taken. Danny hates change.
No.
Was he not missing a leg in the book?
That
Or was I reading
that
that
I don't think he was
character?
in there.
I could have sworn he was there. Sorry, shit.
I was going to say, I was thinking the same thing, and I knew you would say something about it. Because I thought that they really went wholehearted into the movie, I think, with, like, how dramatic they were trying to make it, some of the effects, like, the stuff happening was in the same vein, but, like, 2 steps to the left, if that makes sense. And I don't know why they made some of the changes that they did. And, like, some of the long, drawn-out dialogue portions, I was like, okay, if it's, it's kind of slow dialogue right now, well, why don't they use the dialogue from the book? Why are they... It sounded like it could be from the book, but I knew that it wasn't.
Right.
And that was weird. It's like,
It's
someone was like, I love
so-
this style, but, like...
I'm glad we're getting into it. Go ahead, Danny. Finish thought.
It's quick. It's like and I think this happens a lot. It's like the person directing the movie didn't read the book. That's what it makes me think of. Is someone was giving them small ideas and they're like, "Oh, that's perfect," and then they change it.
So I wanted to actually bring this up. So I did a little bit of research on the movie for tonight, and a couple things took me by surprise. First of all, it was a huge box office flop relative budget to what it received. It had a budget of roughly $20 million and came in box office gross $9 million. So it didn't even make back half the budget. Secondly, and this is why I think it's so important for what both of you guys are saying, the original director had huge disputes with Ray Bradbury. So he ended up getting kicked off the project. They had to bring in a new director, reshoot a ton of scenes, blew through the budget.
That always ruins a movie.
Yeah, and so there definitely probably was situations where the director may have made some creative changes that Ray did not agree with.
Well, okay, here's another thing then. Imagine if they didn't kick the original guy off. And like if he was making changes that Ray Bradbury did like, I can only imagine that it would be worse, but I guess.
So here's what I'll say to that, and that's why I rated it as 7.5, which obviously I had the highest score here. I really loved the way that it delivered on the tone of the book. I thought the movie captured the dark tone very well, and I was surprised given that it was a Disney production. You know?
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
I even said that out loud.
I guess that makes sense.
I said that. I said, and everyone remember Disney movie. Disney.
I do remember that.
Anyway, the idea behind it is I really liked the way that it captured the tone. I agree. I didn't, but I guess I am giving it a little bit of slack on that because I liked the overall approach to how it was filmed.
I think it would be hard to match the exact image that Ray Bradbury would have. Like his writing is like I have no clue where this stuff is coming from some of the time. Like actually, for instance, I actually wanted to like one little example of his writing. They ran in urine smell of shadow. They ran in clean ice smell of moon. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What is that?
I know.
And there's so much of that in it, and like I'm just super, super impressed by it, and like captivated by his writing, and like I think it's crazy that a human being has that capability to do that kind of stuff. It's kind of like Stephen Kingish too. He's kind of the same way. He just like has these crazy, weird thoughts in his head that come out, but like I could see a director having a hard time matching up with that. Like I could picture him sitting in a room with Ray and just being like, "What are you talking about? Like, what are you like?
How do I demonstrate this movie?
Yeah.
Where all you have to do is go off of sound and sight.
Well,
Right?
I guess that's what I was trying to say when I meant like it seemed like the same energy, but 2 steps to the left. It seemed like they could have done, like they had the ability to do what happened in the book, but didn't for some reason. And I get some of the character changes for maybe extra exposition and stuff like that. That's a tale as old as time when these film adaptations. But I agree. Like on the book, I mean, even as I'm reading it, I'm like, how are they gonna? What are they gonna? It's just so crazy. That's why I wish they would have done like the dad's monologues when he's just droning on, and you're sort of like, yeah, you're just like, oh my god, like what kind of philosophy book am I reading right now? And then I literally laughed out loud when he was like, are you guys following me? Or are you guys hearing any words that I'm saying? And Jim or Will says, 1 in 1,000. And I was like, that's so funny. They're just as lost as you are. But it's so, I mean, Jordan, to your point, it's like, where is this stuff coming from? The whole book's a poem. It's dark prose, which I think that's really cool, but it's not, I wouldn't recommend it to everybody.
So this book actually made me think about, I don't think that I'm a very sophisticated reader because
I was worried about that. No pictures.
A lot of the words didn't make sense to me.
So what
like,
level are you?
like when they said like, I think the word was because, I don't know what that word means. No, I don't think I enjoy it, and that's how I described it. I was like, I think it's homey, and I don't enjoy that. So as I was reading it, I was just like, oh, like it's like a lot of words are happening and not a lot is being said, in my opinion, you know. But I know that a lot of people like this, so it's not. It's more me thinking about what I like and don't like, and I don't think that this is my type of book.
This man's gonna absolutely hate when I pick like the Iliad or something for
The Odyssey is about to come out as a film, and
I kind of agree with you. Like I love the concept of a scary carnival. Like that's a very entertaining, interesting setting. But yeah, like half of his writing, I'm sitting there like snoozing because I have no clue what he's even talking about. Which is also how I get sometimes reading Stephen King too. I'm like, dude, you're tripping right now. Like I don't.
Can we talk a bit about the writing and the way that you guys were interpreting the book specifically? I'm not gonna lie, for the longest time as I was reading it, I could not tell if it was a literal interpretation of reality or if this was supposed to be some commentary on the way that kids
imagination.
yeah, like how they're experiencing the life through eyes of like they don't know what's going on.
Like A Boy's Life?
Similar, yes. Exactly. Like, oh, you're having some kind of hyperbole of what's actually happening.
So I actually was having the thought,
Similar.
like in the middle of the book, I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to be learning a lesson, and I don't know what it is. That is like, so I don't know if that's kind of what you're asking, but like that's the vibe I was getting, and I guess it kind of came through at the end when Charles said, you know, Will asked, you know, are they going to come back? And he said, not them, but like others will, you know. So it's like bad people will come back, but like I don't know if that's the overall.
Yeah, there was a meta like, hey, don't let the things that you desire, steal from you what you have in the moment. There was obviously the overarching theme of the dad kind of running into issues where like he was focusing on his regret, what he didn't have.
I think it's like a self-acceptance.
Yeah, yes, a good concise way to say it. So anyway, that I struggled with that throughout the book because I was like, oh, this reality, especially when they started talking about the dust witch and like her eyes were sewn shut, and I'm like, wait a minute, but she's like at the carnival, so people are seeing her, right? Is it just interpreted as like, oh, she's a freak, so it's okay? Is this just the way again that the kids are seeing her? So,
I mean, that's kind of how they make their money, right?
True, but that's where I was lost throughout the book for a while.
Until Charles the dad gets like wrapped up into it,
right?
I thought that everything was just an imagination, and then like the whole balloon scene, you're like,
that's what did it for me.
Oh, but he's wiping silver paint off the roof. I was really upset. I don't know how they would have done that in the movie, but I loved that part of the book.
Where he's like chasing it with a bow and arrow.
I really loved that part of the book. I like the book because for me it's a combination of I do like the plot and the plot, the setting, like stuff that's happening.
What did you rate the book?
I rated it an 8 because I actually really do like the writing. I like to be challenged every once in a while. Okay, so this to me is the opposite of this group really loved Ready Player One, and I think the plot is great. The writing did nothing for me in that book. This is like the opposite, where it's like I think if you took away the writing, well, maybe there's still some freaky stuff happening, but if you took away the writing, then so much of the book would be just sort of like, boys go to carnival, something spooky, like, I don't know. I don't know what it would look like. Yeah, maybe. It'd be like a
simple and to the point.
It'd be a Goosebumps book.
So that's what, as I was reading this.
I just came to that.
I thought of this while I was reading it, because I thought, you know what? This seems like a short story turned long.
Yeah.
And that's what it made me think of. I was like, this could be in like a short story of a Goosebumps book, where it's just a short, or one of those, I don't even know if it's Goosebumps, it's one of those other series, but I was like, oh, this could be put in with, 20 other short stories, and they just added more words. That was kind of my interpretation of that.
I actually love that. No, I think that's a good way to explain it to somebody. But yeah, all I was gonna say is I don't want every book to look like this, but I appreciate his writing skill and I want to be challenged a little more. I feel like I kind of did the same thing with Watership Down, although unknowingly I didn't realize like how verbose that book was. But this is the same thing. Like I read it because I was like, man, I feel like every time I read this, I'm gonna see something new and understand one more thing. Because yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. To your point again, his mind is insane.
So this question is mostly for Shay, though I have then a kind of follow-up question to it. But so Shay and I have both read another one of his books, The Illustrated Man.
Mm.
Is the Illustrated Man Mr.
Okay.
Because they are both described as the Illustrated Man.
Yeah.
They both have tattoos covering their bodies. Are they the same person? Because the Illustrated Man, the book, The Illustrated Man, is just a bunch of short stories.
Do you know
It's a prequel.
Do you know when they came out?
I think. Well, yeah, that would be a prequel. No, I didn't look. I did no research on this, so no, I have no idea.
It seemed like Illustrated Man. In the Illustrated Man is like him on his lonesome without the carnival. But at the same time, like, what is he without the carnival? I thought that was a cool part of the book when it must have been close to the end, where I think it was at the very end, like all three of them are standing around and they're saying, you know, they defeated the bad guys and Jim, Will, and Charles are all standing around there going, wouldn't it be nice if just, you know, 5 years, couple years, and then they all at the same time have the realization, well, maybe I'd start doing that, and maybe I'd start doing it to my friends, and maybe then I'd start leading the carnival.
I'd be Mr. Dog.
Yeah, exactly. That made me think, oh, well, maybe is he the original? Have there been more? You know, I don't really know, but so I guess
It's a pretty strong coincidence that he's got this same type of character.
I know, yeah. I wish though that they wouldn't. You know, he never calls him Mr. or anything, but I'd say it would be hard to have two different characters that both have the insane, changing, you know, fortune-telling tattoos and all that stuff. I would recommend that book to both of you guys. I don't think it's as hard to read as this.
No, it's easier to follow, and it's broken up in short.
The writing is easier to follow. It is some of my favorite like short story science fiction writing. It's insane.
Oh, here's a question for you: if you were unwillingly changed into a circus act, what would your circus act be?
Oh, that's tough.
Jordan would be a strong man. Danny would be a strong man.
What would we want it to be? Because it's
Awesome.
unwilling, so wouldn't it be the opposite?
So I guess I guess in
What would
regards to
you
this
want?
movie, it's kind of a deep.
What fear would it play on?
It's kind of a deep question because it's like touching insecurity. Okay, so here's oh yeah, I know. Say that.
Jeez.
Mine would be that I could sit and eat just loaves of bread without giving any insulin.
He's diabetic, folks.
That'd be crazy. My blood sugar, I'd have a little monitor.
Wait.
It wouldn't change.
That sounds like a wish.
Jordan would be the least,
Yeah, right.
he would be the
Maybe I
least
didn't understand
revenue
this, but-
generating.
Yeah, wait.
Jordan would
I
be
thought-
the least revenue generating for show at the circus.
I
Well,
thought you
Jordan
were
would
gonna
only
say-
last like what?
Carnival.
An hour?
You ever seen, remember the Goonies? No, not the Goonies. The Little Rascals?
Yeah.
When they're sitting there eating just a bucket of chicken?
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Okay. I don't know.
With bread. Okay.
So you're so
Yeah.
so understanding your freak show is that you're no longer diabetic and you
There you
can eat a
go.
bunch
Yeah.
of
That'd be
bread.
crazy.
I was
That'd be
gonna
nuts.
say-
Watch this
never
ordinary
seen-
man eat bread.
I've been
Dry.
30 years
Exactly.
of bread.
I mean, rolls, cinnamon rolls, cake. Anyway,
Bagels.
I do have a question about
Donuts.
Yeah, maple glaze and the bacon on top. Those
You've never
are.
had one of those?
No, I'm saying I could eat 1,000 of them if I was
Yeah.
not diabetic.
Jordan would throw up and then continue going.
Poor boy.
Yeah.
World's least diabetic man.
That's good. That's good.
My knee-jerk reaction would be doing like a high wire act because I hate heights. So if I were perpetually forced to do like acrobatic stuff, I would be stressed.
Yeah. Okay. Jordan, what would that seems
That
like
doesn't
what
seem
you
like playing on your fear.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
What would you least want to be your?
Oh no! Don't do that.
Oh my god! I know. No, I know. You know the like Mr. Zoltar machines, like the fortune telling,
Yeah, from
boxing.
Big.
Shout out Carly. And you would be one of those, except people would give you math problems, and you like I can solve any math problem, and you're stuck in a box solving math problems. That would be your fruit chip.
Don't you kind of like math?
Yeah.
I thought you hate just doing math forever.
I think when we make him do it,
You can't.
Yeah, when you guys make me do it when we're just like trying to hang out, just
How does this reflect?
he'd be making money, some
No.
cash money doing that.
There's no way that you'd be able to keep your earnings. Also, he said you'd be making money. I said, no way, Mr. Darsh.
Mr. Darsh taking all that.
Your
Yeah.
earnings.
Whoa,
Well, I
I feel like I have more.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the ending of the movie compared to the ending of the book. Because I thought the ending of the book, while I did roll my eyes a little bit, this idea of let's laugh. If you laugh, they don't have any power over you. It's like,
the power of friendship.
yeah, exactly. It kind of, but I will say I really appreciated how it turned the entire theme of the book on its head relative to self, what'd you say?
Acceptance.
Acceptance, thank you. Self-acceptance and understanding that if you don't succumb to the fear or succumb to the desire, you have the power and they have no power over you. And I kind of liked how that had a domino effect on how the rest of the carnival was kind of ended up, not being a thing anymore. And then in this one, it felt like almost action hero-esque ending. And it just missed for me a bit.
Do you think that because of the special effects? Because that's kind of what it. I mean, I know we were making jokes about it, but it was giving me end of Star Wars Darth Vader vibes with the lightning and.
Yeah, I just thought the scene with the gun and the shell casing and him engraving it and
I really like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought that scene was so incredible because it worked right into the idea of a carnival and how it's all fake. And Charles, the dad, he knows this because he pulls it out.
He's like, I'm gonna outthink
yes.
you.
He's like, this isn't a real book, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. Shoots her.
Oh, and he's looking down the barrel of the gun, mouthing, "This isn't a move. This is my smile."
Yeah,
and
takes her out. And it's just
loved it.
Oh man, this
was
is
awesome.
And he tells Will to smile, so they're both.
Bare your teeth.
I forgot that
You've got everyone in the crowd being
I thought
get up there, get up there,
awesome.
go do it. And it's yes, this is.
And especially there's a crowd scene, so it's like no one knows the tension except the people on stage.
Yes.
Everyone's sweating.
It's so built.
Well, and they even said that Charles didn't know what his plan. He didn't have a plan. Doing stuff.
He was reacting.
He's watching himself act out a play.
Yeah, it was they said he wrote a play and then forgot what he was supposed to do, and he was just playing it by ear.
I think that is why. I'm glad you brought that up because I think a huge part of my book 8 and movie 5.5 was the ending. I thought that ending of the book was really strong and I really like my favorite. I guess it comes down to my favorite scenes of the book were pretty much cast out of it.
Wholly excluded from the movie. Yeah, that's fair.
Except for the library scene, I thought that was pretty tough.
I did actually really enjoy the ending of this book as well. I feel like the middle part, I was like, that whole part was just like, okay.
At some point, it's just sort of, it loses you. You're unsure of where you stand. Is this fantasy? Is this the boys' fantasy? Actually reality? And then the tone does seem to kind of flip once they let the dad know, and they're like actively hiding from, they're actively being looked for, and this whole thing. And yeah, but you're right. I think somewhere in the middle, you're like, okay, what's going on? And then the ending really speeds up. Yeah.
I did not even realize that, like, until just now when you mentioned it, that they left that part out. I really enjoyed that, the gun, the rifle part.
Best scene in the entire book, in my opinion.
I thought so.
Other than when she was tickling his heart.
You really loved that one.
Like when he first started laughing, I was like, what's going on? He just starts laughing and he's like, she's just tickling the air. And I was like, that's actually really funny. Because if you imagine her just like going like this, and nothing's actually happening. It's actually really, like, in my mind, I was like, okay, I can see why he's laughing, because it's just, it's some creepy woman standing over you.
He just outfits
the air.
it.
He's like, you look stupid right now.
No, the writing was such that you're like, there were so many times where I like didn't understand something, reread it, and then just read a little more, and then I was like, oh, that's what's happening. Yeah, that made it a surprisingly slow read.
Yeah,
I will say.
I know sometimes, I don't know if this is kind of like one of the things, but I know that sometimes he would write something like, they're not running, and it was like it would like contradict right after, and you'd have to keep reading to be like, are they running?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was.
They were breathing, but not breathing.
Yeah.
No, I swear. Yeah.
Are they? Is that to say they're breathing loud, or they're holding their breath, or?
Like I said, second time reading it, I feel like I gleaned even more out of his language. So,
but one of the things that I got a little confused by at the end, maybe I read this wrong, I don't know. So, like, the merry-go-round is going, and Will's dad, isn't he, like, trying to turn it off or something, but, like, not able to or something like that?
Yeah.
And then, like, the whole laughing thing, all that happens, and the whole climax, and then he just goes over and shuts it off. Like, could he not have just shut it off at the beginning?
I thought what happened was, as soon as, because Will was running around, as soon as he pulled Jim off, then his dad shut it off, and I was like, you couldn't have done that like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I read that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess, for the suspense, you need him to keep going around, but like somehow you gotta work that differently.
Man. Charles got a busted hand, man.
It's like
Ray, we're on you.
Like in the book, when the camera, when the like book camera is on Jim and Will, Charles can't move. That's what it seemed like.
The book camera.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like to describe it, that I'm not talking about the movie, but that's the kind of vibe it gives.
Description.
I do like
I
that.
like that.
Well, I mean,
dropping major knowledge over here.
TM. I said it first here.
Nice.
So food.
All lost in our thoughts.
Yeah, we truly are.
Think of how hard that trademark is going to be to apply. Austin's like, the paperwork. Jordan's like, what about how am I going to tweet on this? Danny and I are like,
we're like, I wonder how hard this is going to be for them.
okay, with the food, the themed food that we always do for every podcast, it started out with True Grit when we did some foods that they mentioned in the book, and past that, if they don't mention any food, then we come up with something that lines up with the theme.
That's inspired.
Yeah, and it was tough this time because it's like, okay, the easy layup is carnival food. And we had just done Friday Night Lights, our first podcast. Please go listen. And that was stadium food, and those things are just so similar. And then with the holidays and all the heavy food, I will say we did not spare the
Tone
heavy
down the
food.
heaviness.
I think we would have
So I
been.
wish we would have done something like that. Salad.
For like the past 3 weeks, I had just been thinking, well, funnel cake.
Yes.
But
It's
the whole
not
time
an easy
I was
thing
like,
to make.
the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, like, that sounds disgusting.
So glad that we discussed like what everyone's gonna bring to each meeting, because think of how chaotic these meals would be. I mean, they're already like 4 separate meals.
We should
Okay.
try.
Okay.
I was
Okay,
just
all
gonna
of
say
us
that.
show up with funnel cake. It's like, okay.
Everyone just shows up just with like
the
a
next
spear
time,
side.
the next time we can't come up with a theme, the theme will be
Succumb.
surprise.
Yeah,
Just bring whatever you
yeah,
got.
grab bag.
Yeah.
No, I think at some point when we have one where like some of it would be obvious, I think we should do that. Nobody says what they're gonna bring, and everybody just because
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
love to see if people
Yeah.
bring the same thing.
Yeah.
17
Or if it's-
pounds of brisket.
Yeah, or there's no vegetables, no carbs, all meat.
If I didn't bring a veg every time, we would never have anything green on the plate.
Okay, we'll do a surprise one, but Shay can't bring a vegetable.
Shame. That would be a shame.
So, Shay, do you want to describe then what the theme was for this one?
Sure, so we just went with general nostalgia. Kind of a lot of the book is about being a young boy, wanting to, pining to feel older, being an older man, pining to feel younger. So things that make you feel like you're a kid, or maybe something your mom made, along that theme.
Well, then, do you guys have any, like, memories or stories or something specific associated with the foods that you brought?
Yeah. I'll start out, and Danny and I were talking about this earlier. I grew up with my mom making stroganoff, beef stroganoff, and we had it with rice, not noodles, because, not to take away from Danny, but he brought pasta. But my mom, it was the first thing my mom ever made my dad when they were dating. Almost 4 years later, here we are. My mom and my sister
Say
did
easy.
and they both said beef stroganoff as well.
Yeah,
If they were to pick
yeah,
something.
it's delicious.
So I have one. I think it involves all of you guys because I did pink pasta. It's something my mom has always made. That's mostly Alfredo, but it's got some red pasta sauce in there as well, so it makes a pink color. And she would always do she would do like chicken, peas, broccoli, onions, mushrooms, like all kinds of stuff that everybody could like add in. I did not do that.
No veggies.
I only I meant to do broccoli and forgot, but Shay saved me. And I even bought onions. They're sitting on my counter. But
Can you not even matter?
enough to see you once a month. So, but one year for my birthday, all I wanted to eat was pink pasta and green bean casserole. And I think all you guys were here, right? Or were there? Yeah?
Dude, I don't remember what I did yesterday.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure that
Probably,
you guys
I
were
don't know.
there.
Sure.
And so yeah, that was like that's the time that I think of. But like obviously I had it a bunch before that, but that's the time I remember.
I've had it a bunch.
Yeah,
before,
right.
too. I think we all had it.
Yeah.
So
But that was the time I know we were all together having it, so
Mems.
Lovely.
yeah.
Jordan?
So my initial idea was to do like chicken pot pie or chicken dumplings, something like that. I have memories being a little kid and burning my mouth on chicken pot pie. But then we had a very carb heavy meal. And so I decided
Jordan's dream.
Yes. Actually, I brought my Ansel this time. I forgot my Ansel in the past 2 book clubs, which was not good.
Yes.
Brought it this time. Anyway, so I decided to go with, it's a bacon wrapped chicken recipe that my mom has made for as long as I can remember. Growing up, she just made a lot of, like, I don't want to use the word basic, but like just homely foods like chicken, green beans, mashed potatoes, just like what you would consider basic, but it just always was so good. And this wrapped chicken, I think I heard her say was a recipe of her grandmother's. So she cooks a lot of recipes from like her grandma, like my late grandma, a lot of hand-me-down recipes that she just knocks out of the park. And so this bacon wrapped chicken was one of them. And like my distinct memory of it is just how much chicken there is in it. Like it's really tender chicken, but as you're eating it, it like doesn't go away. Like the chicken is just so big in there that you just keep eating chicken. That's great.
Shout out, Stacy.
I don't know if I've seen
Never ending chicken.
I don't know if I've seen another book club where none of us finished our plate.
That was wild.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Good thing we
It
didn't have
was
dessert.
truly never-ending chicken, pasta, sauce.
So a lot more in there too.
Beef.
I know, so much food. So I took a little bit of a cop-out
man.
this time around. It was for a purpose, and so I made pizza rolls. Not homemade. Definitely just bought
They were homemade.
pizza rolls.
Done in his personal oven.
I did put them in my oven. You were right. I unbagged them, put them on the tray. And the reason is because, like, it actually reminded me, you know, like, when you're a kid and you're sleeping over at a friend's house, I'm sure we've experienced this too across this group. There is, like, the creepy lore, whatever you share with each other, and maybe you get a little spooked out when you're a 10-year-old or whatever, right? You hear some scary story or whatever. And that was kind of the feeling that I got while I was reading the book. Again, like this idea of this reality, or is this just kids being scared? And so the pizza rolls kind of transport that time of like, you always have pizza rolls or bagel bites.
Do you remember when you scared me with that computer game at
You
your house?
threw
And I
me into
threw
the wall.
you into the wall?
Jordan, it was Jordan. Jordan threw me into the wall, and it put a huge hole in our wall.
Oh my god! No, literally. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, you guys remember the game? That was like it was a maze with the
and
then it's the exorcist jumps up. Dude,
He had me going. He was like, "Hey, you gotta play this game." And like, I'm getting to level 3, and I'm like, "Oh man, I'm like, and it gets to that part where it's like that narrow little path, and then that sucker pops up, and I decked him.
Getting Jordan to do that must have been my best sales job ever. Because you were so psyched about that game. I don't know what I did to get you so hyped for it. But yeah, that worked out well. I mean, it didn't work out well. But I did elicit the response I wanted to, so that's a win, I guess.
Was that your knee-jerk reaction? Like,
Hurt his friend?
You were so mad,
Crazy.
or you were so surprised, or...
I mean, have you ever scared me?
Yeah, dude, I was just like...
Dude had the testosterone levels of a
Whoa.
40-year-old when he was in 6th grade, alright?
People have different reactions to getting spooked.
So never
That was my
scare
reaction.
towards noise. That's the lesson here, folks.
Gross.
You can't handle him. He's stronger than he was
The
then.
first time Campbell tries to scare his dad, that's just not going to go.
He tries all the time. It doesn't work.
Clearly, he's not
Good
succeeding.
thing he has He's still alive.
Those are my training days.
3 holes in the wall later.
Do you see that?
I mean, a couple times.
Oh, man. Yes, good times, though.
Austin, are we ready to go over
Yes,
title?
we are. The next title, roll credits. So we do go through a rotation for those, again, listening. And so at the end of each of our meetings, we pick the next book and a date, which we'll do off camera. Don't waste your time with that. But the book that I've chosen for our next read, our next title, if you will, is H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds.
Oh.
I did not know that was a book. Okay.
H.G. Wells, one of the best science
fiction writers of all time. Yeah.
Wow. I like it.
How many of those movies are there?
So many, and we got to talk about that.
I was going to say, I don't know if I've seen
The
any.
Tom Cruise movie holds such a special place in my heart. It's like Tom Cruise and Justin Chadwick. Where's Jimmy? Everybody knows.
Never seen that.
Yeah, okay. But anyways.
So it's got actors in it, got it?
There's actors. There's a few challenging words, Danny, so I don't know how we're going to feel about that. But yeah, that's the book for next time. So with that, appreciate everyone for joining. Great food. Movie was middling, apparently, outside of my ratings. But thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. And Danny.
Yeah, I'd love to say if, I know we don't have many followers right now, but if you end up coming across us, go ahead, read the book, watch the movie, let us know your thoughts, because we'd like to hear outside opinions outside of just us. Kind of get the conversation going with other people maybe. So, and then if you catch up, then you can read along with us.
We'll see you next time for War of the Worlds.
The next title.
The next title.